Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into a topic that is absolutely vital for our health and our relationships, but one that, let's be honest, often gets pushed to the side, especially as we get older. We're talking about intimacy. But this is so much more than just a physical act. It's about connection, it's about confidence, and it's about truly understanding our partners. If you find this conversation helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps more people find this information. All right, let's jump right in. So let's just get one thing straight right out of the gate. There's this myth out there that problems with intimacy are just a normal part of aging. That's just not true. More often than not, the real issue isn't your age. It's about small, totally manageable habits and, frankly, a few misunderstandings. And the great news is that's something we can absolutely change, starting right now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to count down the 5 most common mistakes that can really get in the way of that deep connection we're all looking for. We'll go from 5 all the way down to 1. And I'm telling you, you are going to want to stick around for number 1. It's the one most of us overlook, but it has the single biggest impact on a relationship. Trust me. Okay, here we go. Kicking off our countdown at number 5 is a really deep-seated misunderstanding that so many of us learned somewhere along the way. The idea that a woman's natural fluids are somehow dirty or gross. This one belief, man, it's the source of so much unnecessary shame and distance between partners. Let's completely reframe this, okay? This isn't just some random moisture. No. Think of it more like a masterpiece of biology. We're talking about a complex fluid. Mostly water, sure, but it's also packed with all these compounds that are specifically designed to protect her, to reduce the risk of infection, and ultimately to make intimacy safer and way more pleasurable for both of you. And get this, it's not just one thing. It's this incredible, coordinated system. You've got the Bartholin's glands creating this silky fluid to get rid of friction, then the Skene's glands kick in during arousal to add even more lubrication, and all the while, the cervix is providing this mucus that protects and keeps the whole environment perfectly balanced. It's a truly amazing and functional design. And this is why this all matters so much, you know? When a man recoils or makes a face or says something judgmental about these natural fluids, it can create this profound sense of shame in his partner. It's like a rejection of her at her most open and vulnerable. And over time, that just chips away at trust and makes real intimacy feel emotionally unsafe. All right, let's move on to mistake number 4, completely ignoring the fact that taste and smell are supposed to vary. This is honestly one of the biggest questions men have, but they're often too embarrassed to ask. The reality? Variation isn't just normal, it's expected. So let's just break this down because it's super important to know the difference. Normal, everyday changes can be caused by simple things like diet, hydration levels, or her natural hormonal cycle. It's kind of like how no two people smell exactly the same after a workout. Same idea. A real cause for concern is only if there's a sudden, really unpleasant change, especially if it comes with any discomfort. And that's not a reason to pull away. That's a sign to see a doctor together, like the team you are. So what's the bottom line here? It's simple. Turning a normal human variation into a point of criticism is a surefire way to kill the mood and create distance. Acceptance, on the other hand, that builds the emotional safety that is absolutely essential for real passion. Okay, diving into mistake number 3. And this one is a biggie. Overlooking the conversation about safety. We just kind of assume everything is okay, right? But real, lasting intimacy is built on being able to talk about this stuff openly. So let's just ask the question out loud. Is oral intimacy safe? Well, the short answer for healthy long-term monogamous couples is generally yes. But, and this is an important but, there are some key details to understand so that both of you can feel totally secure and relaxed. Here's the reality. While these fluids are generally safe inside a healthy, committed partnership, they can transmit infections. The big mistake is assuming that just because there are no symptoms, there's no risk. The real solution is all about partnership. It's about open communication and making regular testing a part of how you care for each other. It's not about suspicion. It's a profound sign of love and respect for each other's health. And that leads us perfectly into the second biggest mistake men make, especially as the years go on, and that is staying silent out of embarrassment. Honestly, the silence often does way more damage than whatever the original issue was. Just think about it for a second. A simple question about a change you noticed or a curiosity about safety, When you let that go unspoken, it just starts to fester. Your partner, she can feel that hesitation. She can feel that distance. But because you haven't said anything, what does she do? She internalizes it. She thinks it's her fault. The silence, not the actual problem, is what creates the divide. And now, here we are, the number one mistake. But I think it's also the most powerful lesson in this whole explainer. It's all about forgetting the incredible emotional power of acceptance. This is everything. The biggest mistake we make is thinking that intimacy is just about mechanics, about performance. It's not. When you embrace your partner, all of her, including the parts of her body that society has wrongly taught us all to feel weird about, you are sending the most powerful message possible. I accept all of you. That feeling of being totally safe and loved is what allows her to relax, to feel true arousal, and to connect with you on the deepest level possible. Okay, so we've laid out the mistakes, but knowing about them isn't enough, right? We have to actually do something. So here's a simple 3-step action plan you can start putting into practice today. First step, have the health conversation. Frame getting tested regularly not as something born out of mistrust, but as an act of true partnership and care. Second, pay attention, but don't judge. If you notice a change, approach it with curiosity and concern, as a team looking for a solution. And third, and this is a daily practice, actively practice acceptance. Remind yourself that her body's natural responses are a sign of health, readiness, and her trust in you. And let me just put one final fear to rest. Talking about safety does not kill the romance. It's the exact opposite. It builds the deep, unshakable trust that allows passion to not just survive, but to actually thrive for decades. It is the very foundation of a connection that lasts a lifetime. You know, what this all really boils down to is this. Your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond can be your most connected, confident, and intimate years. It's all about letting go of that old, outdated shame, embracing real understanding, and making the choice to care for your health and your relationship as one unified team. So if anything we talked about today resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and maybe share this with another man in your life who could use this reminder. And let me know in the comments what you'd like us to cover next. Remember, sometimes the smallest changes in how we understand things can bring the most incredible freedom and connection back into our lives.